myself Santosh, and currently I'm working as manager in Microsoft, taking training for KSR for the last 5 years.
Okay. In the last class, we have actually worked on Python basics. We started with Python basics. So in Python basics, what we have done, rather than wishing it many times, I was like trying to make it better. So I was like writing a function, and here also, rather than writing a simple addition every time, so I'll try to get it with the help of functions. So what are functions? Writing some logic, and you can run it as many times as you need. So this is something which is a greeting is a function which I've written, and it should always start with def. The function should always start with def. Every function should have some name, and it should be concluded with a colon. And for that also we have written an additional logic. So in the addition, again, I've written x comma y. When I've taken, I'm returning that, and I can simply go and add it. And coming to an if condition, if I want to check something, I can go and check here. Okay. Now, what I am doing is called hard coding. What I am doing here is hard coding. What is hard coding? Whatever number you are entering at the cell layer, that is one cell, it is a hard coding. So everyone knows that you are going to enter 38, right? Because the value is already present here, right? Now what I am going to do, in order to avoid this hard coded value, one time I'm giving 74, one time I'm giving 17, one time I'm giving all this. Let's go and rewrite in a different way. Okay, let's write in a different way. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take this copy, make a copy I'll do, because today's session, right? So I'll change this to today's date, 09/20/23. So I'll go and give this. And since it's a new session, right, I have to again rerun it, or else it will not execute. Okay, you have to rerun it. You have to rerun all these functions in order to execute it. Okay, all good. Now, let's see what I'll do. I will go and take the input at the runtime. Okay, for example, if I'm going and checking here, I'm giving the value like hard-coded value. For example, a equal to 56. Now I'll pass this a. So automatically it will tell that the student is pass average student. Now I'll give b equal to 32. So again, I'll go and check this one, and I'll pass the b parameter. So it will say that the student is failed. Now what I'm doing is line number 30, line number 31, I am actually hard coding it. This is something which I should have avoided it. Okay. So what I'm going to do, listen carefully. I will go and write first one, print statement. Print, enter the student's marks. Okay. I'm taking the student's marks. Now what I'll give, a equal to 32, and then I'll go and write this results of a. So what will happen now? Enter the student marks is getting printed, and this is not getting printed because it's this value I'm getting to a, and a is getting here. Now I will not give the hard-coded value here. Instead, I will write something called input. Okay, I'll write something called input. Now this input, whatever I'm entering marks, it is an integer, right? I'll simply go and say int of input. Carefully observe, rather than hard coding every time a, for each and every student, one student has scored 35, one student has scored 40, one student has scored 85. I'm not going to hard code it. Instead, I'm going to run this. Now, this time it is going to ask input from the user. Now, anyone can go and test this. Anyone can go and test the marks. By entering the marks, you will get to know whether the student is pass or fail. Now I'm not hard coding it. 45, 55, 35, 85, 95, no hard coding. You give the value at the runtime. This input will take the input from you. Just say 45. 45, the student is pass. Just run it again. It is going to ask input again. Now let's give it 12. The student is failed. Now again run it. 78. So it's saying that the student is pass. The student is pass. Correct? Now, what I am going to do, I am actually capturing the input. This input will actually store in the value A. That value is being sent to this function, and that is why it is accepting the input dynamically. So if I give 14, it will be giving the results. Okay, let's make it even better. Let's make it even better. Okay, so what I am going to do, I am going to build one calculator. I'm going to build one calculator. So this is my first mini logic code. We are going to build one calculator. Okay, what does a calculator does? You can select operations like multiplication, division, subtraction, everything you can do, right? Just on the 4th day of your Python, 4th day or 3rd day? This is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 4th day. 4th day of your Python class, be proud of yourself. You're going to build one calculator. You're going to build one calculator. Okay, let's try that. Let's try that. First of all, I will write some functions. DEF, addition, accept the parameter a comma b, then colon, then c equal to a plus b. Okay, now instead of writing print, I'll write something called return C. So return C also will give you the output. Rather than writing print C, now I'm writing return C. Both are same. Both are same. Okay. Now, if you don't believe me, I'll show you. You should not believe anyone. You should not believe anyone. Okay. So let's go and see this. This is actually the same function, add and addition. I'm giving x, y. Here I'm writing print of x. Here I'm writing return of C. Both are same. Okay. Let's try this. Now addition of 5, 6 is giving you 11. Okay. Now add of 5, 6 will also give you 11. Okay. I proved you that either you write a print or you write a return, both are same. Return means it will return the results for you, a standard way. Print means it will print the results. Okay. Now, both print or return, both will work. After addition, I am going to write another function called DEF MUL subtraction SUB subtraction a comma b colon c equal to a minus b return c. Okay, another function DEF MUL multiplication a comma b c equal to a star b return c. Last one DEF div a comma b c equal to a slash b return c. I have written four functionalities. That basically means I have written four operations. Now I'll go and run everything at once. Now it's your wish. If you want to add two numbers, just write add of 5, 6. You will get 11. If you want to subtract, yes, you be subtract -1. If you want to multiply, 30. So depending on the function name, you can do the operations. Depending on the function name, you can do the operations. So whether you want to call add, you want to call multiply, you want to call subtract, you want to call division, it's your wish. But why will I give a hard code value? I will not ask like this. If I build a calculator, that calculator should be used by everyone else. So I will take the inputs from the users. So what I am going to do, after writing the logic, I'm going to write print, enter the first element. And after that, I'll capture a equal to integer of. So this input is what we tried today, right? to get the results dynamically. To get the results dynamically. That is what we have learned. The same thing I'm using here. The same thing I'm using here. This is the first statement. Okay. Now, next, after entering the first element, I have to go and give the second element. So print of enter the second element, and I need to capture that results in the B, integer of. So if I go and enter this now, it will ask you the first element. First element I'll give, let's say 20. Second element it is asking, I'll give something called 17. That's all. Now it based on that, it has to accept it. Okay, based on that, I have to accept it. What I will do, I'll simply go and say add of A comma B. What is add? Add is a function. Now if I go and enter this, it is asking the first element 17. It is asking the second element 23, and it will give you the 40. Why it is giving you 40? Because I have given add. Now I'll give subtraction. Now enter the first element 10, enter the second element 7, the third element, the answer is going to be 3. But this is not the right way to do it. I have to make it even more better. Now what I'm going to do, I am going to accept another parameter. I'll say enter the operation you want. Do you want to have add? Do you want to do subtraction? Do you want to do multiplication? Do you want to do division? Please select what you want. That I'll capture in one variable. What variable? Operation equal to input. So the first element what you're entering, I'm storing in A. The second element what you're storing, I'm entering in B. And the third what you're entering, I'm storing in operation. Now for this one, you need not give integer, because one person will enter either add, subtract, multiply, or divide. That is what he will write. So let's go and enter. Enter the first element 17, second element 14. Enter the operation. You choose one among this. I'll choose add, subtraction. Now I'll choose add. If I choose add, the next result should come. But it's not coming because after that I have not written any operations. So what I will do now, I will write the logic, the actual logic. So first 3 statements, what I've done, I'm capturing all the values, storing in A, storing in B, storing in operations. Now all I need to do is if operation equal to add you give, if you have selected add, then you simply go and call the add function A comma B. Okay, next, else if. How else if will work? So these are lazy people, so they will not write else if, they'll write elif. So elif operation equal to subtraction, you please call the subtraction A comma B. Next, elif operation equal to multiplication, you call that function. Which function? Multiplication function A comma B. And finally, else operation equal to divide, you please go and call div A comma B. Successfully I have written my first biggest logic according to our basics. The biggest logic what we have done is I have built a calculator. What I have done the calculator is, first I have taken functions for calculating addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. And then as a calculator, you need to accept the users. If I go and give it to you, you need not go and change in the variable, but it has to accept the value. So I'm using input. So input will dynamically accept the input from the user. So first I have to display it properly. Boss, you enter the first element. Okay, it is asking for enter the first element. So that means this enter the first element is a content. Enter the first element. Okay, enter the first element. So I'll enter the first element. I'll enter 12. Now it is asking enter the second element. Second element I'll give 8. Enter the operation. Do you want add, subtract, division or multiplication? I'll do multiplication. By chance, if I go multiplication MUL, it will go and check if operation equal to add, you call the add function. If operation equal to subtract, you call subtraction. If the operation equal to multiplication, this is what it will execute. So it will go and execute this multiplication functions. Already I've given A and B. This A and B will go to the multiplication logic. A and B will be calculated. That will be stored in the C. That will be returned. If I go and enter MUL, the answer I'm going to get will be, let's do one thing. I'll try to write print C. Let's try this now. Enter the first element 15, enter the 14, add. Now I'm getting, okay. So basically return is not giving. So let's make it print of C only for all these things, okay. So now it's printing. I need not write another print statement. So directly from the function only I'm returning the output. Okay, now let's verify. Enter the first element 12. Enter the second element 8. Enter the operation MUL. You'll get the result 96. If you want to do division, the first element 49, the second element 7, 49 divided by 7, division, I'm getting 7. Is it clear what we have done? Yes? Are you all good? This is a calculator logic. First I've written the 4 functions. First I've written the 4 functions. Okay. I've written add, subtract, multiplication, division, 4 functions. After that, what I've done, I'm actually printing the content like, boss, you enter the first element. So wherever you're writing print, it will actually display, and A int will be capturing the dynamic result. It will be storing in A. Enter the second element will be captured in B. Operation what you enter among these 4 words, it will be stored here, and based on the operations which you enter, that will be captured in the operation. And if operation equal to add, I'm writing this. Operation equal to subtraction, I'm calling this. Operation equal to multiplication, I'm calling this. And the last one is division, you get calling this. And directly that will calculate for the given element, and it will give you just line number 1 to line number 33. One complete calculator is done. One complete calculator is done. Okay, I'll make it even short. So this gives you a calculator logic. Just 26 lines. Just 26 lines. See how many brackets? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All this class, void, public, scanner. See, so much of circus I need to do. Almost it would be 40 lines, 25 to 40 lines. But here, made it very simple. Made it very simple. Clear? Are we good? This is the first calculator logic that we have written in Python. Can we go to the next one?
Yes, Santosh.
Okay. Now, once you have done all the multiplication, division, I can also make it even better. Okay, I can also make it even better. See, while doing the assignment, please make sure that you do it properly. Here, what I'm doing is I'm just getting 7 right. I'm just getting 7 right. If, for example, if I put 12 and if I put 17 and if I put add, I'm getting the output only 30. This is not good. So what I will do instead, I'll write here the results 2 numbers for selected operation is C. Okay, so the results of the 2 numbers for selected operation is C. I'll use this for printing statement. Please make sure that indentation is maintained. Please make sure that indentation is maintained. And you can also say that for selected AND operation only I'll give. This is subtraction. This is multiplication. This is division. Now let's make it even more neat and clean. Okay, so let's go and execute this. Enter the first element 17. Enter the next element 13. Enter the operator AND. The result of 2 numbers for selected AND operator is 30. Okay, now I'll go and write another one, multiplication. I'll enter the first element 14, 5, multiplication. The results of two numbers for selected multiplication operation is 70. 14 fives are 70. So while doing your assignments, please make sure that you give it all this format. Okay. Now, this is about our basic functions. Okay. Let's talk about more functionality. Apart from this calculator, let's go and do some more functionality. Okay. I still remember. Okay, I still remember my maths teacher in 7th standard, 8th standard, 9th standard, 10th standard. Fortunately, all 4 years, I got a same teacher in the same school. Okay. She told me that while teaching mathematics, she told me that trigonometry is a very, very important topic. Trigonometry. I don't know whether you people remember it. Trigonometry is a topic that you will use it forever. Then she said, integration, differentiation, all this you will be using forever. Then final year she told, 4-year series, algebra, geometry, everything you will use it. So please focus on mathematics class. This is what she told, right? The way she was forcing us, I have by-hearted the formulas like anything: sine theta, cos theta, tan theta, cosine theta, all this, right? Let's test the knowledge. Can anyone tell me what is sine theta? Did you all pass 10th standard? Did you all pass 10th standard? What is sine theta? What is cos theta? What is tan theta? Adjacent by opposite. Okay.
No.
That's what happened, right? Every teacher says that this is important, but I've never used it. I have never used it, right? My teacher said that it will use it, you will use it forever. And you know what I used to do? I used to paste it on my wall. The formulas I used to write it on the wall, and I used to paste it on the wall. And I used to by heart in my school time. Can anyone tell me what is Pythagoras theorem? If you by heart it, the by heart should be like such a way that you should never forget for your life. The square of the hypothesis is equal to the square of the other two sides. This is Pythagoras theorem. Do you all remember? Yes? Come on, you all passed your 10th standard. Either you have to buy it to an extent where you should never forget for your rest of your life. Right? I still remember this. I don't even remember what was it, but I have by-hearted this. In 8th standard, 9th standard, I have by-hearted this. The square of the hypothesis in a triangle is equal to the square of the other two sides. Correct? Now, imagine I have to find out what is the sine theta, cos theta, tan theta. Being a data engineer, why will I go and remember this? My area is different. My teachers told that it is important, but I'm not going to use it. Correct? Well, in future, if you get a requirement to use it, what we can do is, I can simply go and import a library called math. This is the first library that we are learning now. What is library? Library will have set of functions. Someone has already written it and you just need to go and use it. Okay, I repeat, library, all the Python people, they have already created it and they have given us the formulas. You can simply go and calculate it. Okay, now I will go and write import math dot. I have so many functions which is applicable. I'll simply go and say math of sine theta of 90 degree. The value of sine 90 is 0.89. The value of sine 45 is 0.85. The value of sine 0 is 0. The value of sine 10 is -5. So this is what I am getting. This is what I'm getting, the value. Right? Now, this is how certain functions, they have already calculated it and they have kept it. Another question I'll ask you. Have you all heard about what is factorial? Factorial. If the KSR management is in this class, can I cancel the Python class and can I take mathematics? Can I? Can I? What is factorial? If you give 5 factorial, it will be 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. If you give 6, 6 factorial will be 6 minus 5 minus 1 minus 1 minus 1. At least now do you remember? Yes, this is called factorial. Now imagine, I keep saying this, data engineering is a mountain to climb. Suddenly one person is asking, can you give me a factorial of 5? Factorial of 5, the answer is 120. So what I will do, don't worry, you're with one of the best technology, you are in one of the safe hands, Python, math math dot factorial, and you just give enter this and it will throw you error. Why? It is saying math dot factorial takes exactly one argument. You need to give which number you want factorial. Factorial of 3, 6. Factorial of 5, 120. Factorial of 8, 40320. Factorial of 8, 40320. 40320. Factorial of 5, 120. Who will go and remember all these logics? Come on, you have a library. Please use that library. The library name is math. That is what I'm keep saying now. From now onwards, whatever functionality you want, just to go and use the libraries. Everything they've already calculated and kept it. Now, if you want to write a factorial logic, it's difficult, but someone has already written it. Use it. Use it. Okay. Next question. If you people don't answer this, for sure I'll stop the Python class and I'll start with mathematics class. Can anyone tell me what is LCM? Can you tell me what is the LCM of 7, 5? LCM of 6, 18. You need to divide by 3. You can divide by 6 only. Okay. Can you tell me what is the LCM for 5 and 3? Now, thank God, at least something you remember. Okay. Now this is called LCM. This is called LCM. Okay. Now with this LCM, there is also another one called, now you tell me, what is called GCD? What is the answer for GCD of 4, 10? 4, 12? Least common multiplication. This is greatest common. Let's go and make it. Okay. Now observe carefully. Sin theta, cos theta, tan theta, whatever you want. Factorial, LCM, GCD. Okay. And let's go and see what are the other functions available. Just write that library math dot and press tab. You'll get all the functions that you have. Cos theta, sin theta, cos s theta, sin theta, everything you'll get it. And let's go with something called this GCD we tried, right? Let's go in something called log of some number. So log of 0.5 will give you -3. Do you all remember that log table we used to have? One log table we used to have, and we used to work with it. Especially we all people, right? I assume that you're all of my age. Okay, you are like 89, 90, 91, 92 born. Okay, we are the people who have explored both with life with internet and life without internet. Correct? So we are the luckiest people. So we used to have a very standard way of education. Right? We used to go to schools where they used to teach everything. But nowadays, everything's changed. Online classes. Even now also I'm teaching, it's an online class. Right? More than online, offline will be too good, right? Getting interaction with teachers. That is something which we had experienced. Now, all this log books and all we had, right? We remember that. Now, I'll write another function, math of square root. Square root. Square root of 49. What is the answer? Square root of 169. Thank God, you people are remembering. Let's try with another function. There is something called POW. Yeah, I'm telling you, even I don't know how to do this. I'm also writing this POW for the first time. I will not go and browse. I'll not go and ask anyone. I will simply try with my main trial and error method. If you want to also learn, it has to be a trial and error method. Okay. So I'll go and enter math.pow. So it is saying pow expected 2 arguments. So let's keep it very simple. I'll see 2 comma 2. 2 arguments it is expecting, got 0. So I'm entering 2 comma 2. It is giving 4. So 2 comma 3, 8. 2 comma 4, 15, 32. So basically what it is happening is, 2 to the power of 5. Well, why are you going and calculating? For example, if I give 2 comma 10, if I give 2 comma 10, you cannot do this. 2 cross 2 cross 2 cross 2 cross. Who will go and write it? You simply go and write 1024. 1024. That's the 2 to power of 2 to the power of 10. Okay. With this, I got to know one question. I'll ask you one question. Okay, I'll ask you one question. Please listen carefully. Please listen carefully. Okay, I'll stop Python here, but I'll give you one question. Please tell me what is the answer for this. Day 1, you have 1 rupee. Day 1, you have 1 rupee. Day 2, your money gets doubled, so you have 2 rupees. Day 3, not sure if I've told you this. If I've told you this, bear with me for the new students. Day 3, it becomes 4 rupees. Day 4, it becomes 8 rupees. Now, question to you. Tell me how much money you will have at the end of 30th day. Why we can't say? Such an easy question. Such an easy question, and you're saying you cannot say. Why? Anyone can tell this. Day 1, you have 1 rupee. Day 2, you have 2 rupees. Day 2, you have 4 rupees. Day 4, you have 8 rupees. How much money you will have at the end of 30th day in 1 month? Not even a single person can answer this question. Have I asked this question before? I've asked, right? So let's go and search this in ChatGPT. What will I do? You people are not answering. So let's go and answer in ChatGPT. It looks like the amount gets doubled each day. You can use a formula 2 to the power of 2 n minus 1 to calculate the amount for the nth day. So where n is a number of days, for 30 days, 2 to the power of 29 days in Java, and I don't want in Java, you just give me number. So just because I was asking Python questions, right? Python and Java, so it's giving me the code. I don't want a Java, you just give me the number. We will try here only. 2 to the power of 29. How much is this amount? Can anyone read this amount? 53 crores, 68 lakhs, 70,912. Per day, 1 rupee, double. By end of 30 day, the balance you will have is 53 crores. 53 crores. 53 crores, you will have it if you double it. Okay. Now, I'll ask another question. I will not double it by every day. I'll double it by every 5 days. So day 1, it's actually 1 rupee. Day 5th, is actually 2 rupees. Day 10, it is actually 4 rupees. Now tell me what will happen at the end of 30th day. Okay, if I go and ask this question now, it appears that the amount doubles every 4 days. So to calculate this, it is 128 rupees. It's 128 rupees. If you are doubling every 5 days or every 4 days, the amount you will get after 30 days is 128 rupees. Okay. If you're doubling every day after 30 days, you will have 53 crores. I'll tell you one thing. If you read, if you study, if you prepare, if you read every single day, the amount defines the knowledge you have. If you read, if you study, if you practice every 4 days, I'm talking about one single coin, but here I'm relating to your education. Every day you practice, every day you learn, every day you put some time. Today you learn for 1 minute. Tomorrow you learn for 2 minutes. Day after tomorrow you learn for 4 minutes. Day after tomorrow you learn for 8 minutes. 8 becomes 16, 16 becomes 32, 32 becomes 128. If you do this, see the compounding that is happening. And if you're reading every 4 days once, 128 rupees. You want 128 rupees or you want 53 crores? For that, what you need to do? Every single day, you need to practice. As simple as that. Okay, coming back to Python. So this math dot 2, 29 gives you the 2 power 29. Okay. Now with that, what we are doing here, we are actually calculating all of the functions that we have, all of the functions which we have. Let's go and try few more. Math dot GCD we tried. Sign also we tried. Let's something try with prod. Prod takes exactly one position argument. Let's go and see 2. So I think this will not work. Let's see what is this function. It takes exactly one argument. Returns the product of the elements from the given method. I think we have to use a loop for that. Yeah, given element like this. Let's just write prod 2, 2, 2, 8. So 2, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2. It's giving you 4. So it's basically multiplying all the elements, right? So like this, we can use all the functions whichever you want. Cos theta, sin theta, all this you can use it. Well, what we need is not like everything. There's another one called math.pi. What do you mean by pi? 3.14. Do you all remember this value?
22 by 7.
22 by 7.
Yes, 7.
Right?
7.
22 by 7. Now, for this course, this is not the library that we will be learning. This is not the library that we will be learning. We'll be focusing on other libraries, right? The main purpose of going with the libraries is you already have a predefined functions. You just need to know how you have to use it. Me, rather than writing the function for power, factorial, LCM, GCD and all, why you want to go and write the logic? Use a library which is called math. With the help of math, you should be able to get it. But as part of our course, we will be learning some important libraries. We'll be learning some important libraries, which is pandas, numpy, PySpark. All this we'll be learning. I'll be giving an overview of other libraries as well, but these 3 are the main 3 things. Okay, so what is math and all? It's very easy. As I told you, right? My teacher itself told you will use trigonometry for your rest of your life. I don't even remember. Trigonometry, I know only to teach this class only. That's it. Nowhere I've used the trigonometry, right? So forget about math. It's just an example I've shown you. There are certain libraries which you can just import it and we can use all the functions what you want. Well, coming to this, these are the libraries which we will be using as part of data engineering course. The reason why we are going with learning this type of libraries, we have to make our work easier. We cannot keep on writing every single logic. We are doing a lot of functionalities in data engineering. Well, all it is required is try to utilize this to your fullest. They are already present some functions. Know how to use it. Clear?